Well, what this is, it came off of a 2011 Silverado 3500. And the Silverado has the wheel well connected right there. You see that? See that thing? It's got the wheel well connected right there. Now you have to be extremely careful when you're changing the light bulbs or the whole assembly for the light on the driver's side. The wheel well has a screw that has one of those little clips that unbelievably, without any metal or anything behind it, it's held right there on the windshield washer reservoir. And when you try to take it out and it's rusted, this is going to happen. So why did I take it out? Well, when that happened right there, trying to take it out, it put a lot of stress on this plastic. And I didn't know that it was there. I wouldn't have even tried it. But what happened is putting stress out to take that bolt out, cracked that. And on top of that, look at this. It put a stress, you see it? It cracked it right there where the pump is. And you can see the little crack right over all the way down to the seal. It's got a rubber seal there for the pump. And it cracked it and it was leaking like crazy. I said, what in the world, where's that water coming from? Well, it's this. So if you try to change the bulbs, which is a really terrible thing, probably your best bet is just to take the battery off the driver's side out and take the tray out and change the bulbs, and you'll have enough room to change the bulbs. Otherwise, what you probably need to do is come in here and just clip it. Just clip it right there before you do something like this. And this is ridiculous to have nothing, or to have the wheel well hooked up right there with a clip. It really should be one of those push things. But you can tell that crack there, and I'm not sure exactly what, I was, I was going to have to get an inspection, and I didn't want anything on the coming out on the console, on the instrument panel. So I went ahead and ordered one. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some epoxy and seal that up. That should take care of it. Otherwise, I might take the plastic ironing thing. It might work. I'm not sure on this stuff. Probably I'm going to test it over here. And if it tests okay over here, where I can just, use that little soldering thing over here, that it's like an iron, a triangular iron to work on plastic, and you can weld together, plastic with it. But I'm going to try, to heat this up over here first. And if it seals a crack there, then I'm going to go ahead and come over here and seal that off, and use that little soldering thing. But that's where the crack is, and that's enough of a crack right there to drain the container, and it'll take a couple of hours, but enough to get that instrument panel to have. Actually, what you can do is you can unplug the sensor, and it'll take the. It'll just just bypass all that stuff, and you won't see anything on the instrument panel. So that's one option. But again, if what you're going to have to do, and this is just a warning for you, watch out if it gets rough taking that screw out on the wheel well. Then go under there and just cut it out of there, and avoid having to do this. Anyway, that's something for you to be aware of. It's terrible that it happened to me, but it might help you in when you try to do that. Anyway, good luck, and hopefully this kind of stuff doesn't happen to you. Well, let's give it a shot and see if we can get this thing repaired here. What I've got is an iron. This is a piece of polyethylene tubing. I didn't have a stick, so I'm going to try to get this guy in there. Now, let's give it a shot here. I wish I had better lighting. But anyway, this is an iron. Okay, this is for plastic, but this is polyethylene, and first thing I did is cleaned it off nicely. It's been running for about 10 minutes. So let's give this guy a shot here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently heat this up. Like so. See? Just heat it up. Like so. Real gently. Softly. Okay. See if I can get a piece of this in there. It had to move, didn't it? Let me see if I can melt a piece of this. I have to get a bad piece. I don't want any writing or anything in there. See if I can melt some of this in there. Like so. Like that, see? Just melt it in there. That nicely. Like that. Don't burn it in there. Just kind of play it in there. Don't get it too hot. So, let it cool off. Oh, this thing is not cooperating here. It's just moving too much. Made a mistake, obviously. this. Get this guy in here. See if I can get it softly in there. Don't want to burn it. So let's get it in there. Yeah, that's pretty good. There you go. It's not pretty, but you just need to cover that little hole there. It'll harden up. You can sand that. I mean, it looks ugly right now, but after it gets hard, you can sand it. I think it looks like it got it. You know, I don't like this little piece here. See if I can even that out with this. Hope I can. That looks pretty even, you know. All I gotta do now is sand it, and I think that's gonna do the job. You know, I mean it's already hard. It's still hot, but it closed it. That's all you need. I mean, you know, I just don't want a leak there, even though I did order it's ugly. I've never done this before, you know. But you know what? There's another little spot over here I don't like. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I just covered. Yeah, that did it right there. Oh, yeah, that's gone. It's gone. I just need to sand it down a little bit. And that'll do. That'll do. It fixed it. Never done this before, but that's one way to do it. I made a mistake here, you know, because you really, I mean, it's got a little bit too hot. You gotta slowly just melt it and leave it in there. See, but that's burnt, and that's my mistake because I've never done this before. But it did cover the crack. Just need to do it real slowly, and I'm sure the more I practice, the better I'm going to get at this. But anyway, epoxy, I don't know, you know, might work, you know, but I know this is going to work, definitely. So anyway, that's one way to fix polyethylene. And again, this is my mistake. I shouldn't have burnt it. It's just, the iron is too hot. All right, well, you can give it a shot and see if you can fix yours. And there it is. It's back on. The leak, that crack is fixed. So even though I probably could have possibly not burned it as much as I did, I kind of overheated it. You gotta kind of blow air in there to keep it from burning. But I think it burned on the outside anyway, and at least on the very top side, and everything else is perfect. So there you go. That's all you need to do to plug a hole. Now, if you go ahead and use an epoxy only, what that's going to do, especially when in a crack there, if you use epoxy, it's going to crack it up when you put that pump back in there or swap pumps. So it's much better to just heat it up and weld it a little bit.